Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. Root Beer here with question number 19 on our grade 7 Gauss paper. If each of the four numbers 3, 4, 6, and 7 replaces a box, what is the largest possible sum of the fraction shown? So we've got 1, 2, 3. Oops, that 3's off on the side there, isn't it? 3 and 4 boxes shown. Okay, so we can have a couple different kinds of fractions. And in fact, with 4 numbers here, we're going to have 6 possible sums that you could have. Right, because I've got 4 choices for the first box, 3 choices left of numbers to go in the next box. But of course, I could have had that same pair as our second fraction, because addition is commutative. So, yeah, 3 times 4 over 2, 6. Anyway, I guess it is possible to list out all the possibilities and add them up. I think that would be very slow, and unless you understood the counting argument that I just went through very, very quickly, you might not be able to easily see that you've got them all. So we've got lots of different possibilities. 7, 6, and 4, 3. 7, 3, 4, 6. 7, 4, 6, 3, 6. 7, 6, 3, 4. So that's 6 different sums there. So I must have miscounted something. Because what about all the sums where 7 is below? Oh, all right. You have to. There's going to be 12. I made a miscalculation. So there's some sums you could have. Well, basically everything, but with the first fraction flipped, so the 7s are on the bottom. So if you're curious what all the possibilities are, here they are. This is not how I'm going to do the question, and I'm trying to illustrate why, because it's taking a long time to write out, and unless, it's taking me a long time to write these out, much less actually grab my calculator and calculate them. But for those of you who wanted to see what all of them written out looks like, here it is. Okay, now, it's only 12, and if I don't think I'm going to make it very far in the contest, and I've made it this far, and I've got a few minutes to spare, yeah, I could grab a calculator. I've got my calculator handy, and I could work all these out, but we really shouldn't be doing it that way. I mean, some basic arithmetic and, some basic casework is fine for one of the more basic questions, or for 25 if we just don't know how to get it. But midway through the contest, for a mid-level question, we want to be trying to, acknowledge that there's cases, but reduce the amount of work that we have to actually do. Okay? So we might think, well, how are fractions made? Well, one number divided by another number. And we want to make big fractions, because if we add up 2 big fractions, then we're going to get the biggest we could have, right? That reasoning stands up, I would say. So, if we take a look at these numbers here, we probably don't want things like 4 over 7 plus 3 over 6. These have small numbers on top, big numbers on bottom, and each of these is, around a half. And, we're just adding up a half and a half, basically. We get 1, whereas something up here, 7 over 6, that's already more than 1. Plus 4 over 3, that's more than 1 as well. Okay, so what makes fractions big? Well, there's 2 parts of the fraction. There's the number on top, the numerator, and the number on bottom, the denominator. And if you want to make a fraction big, you need to make the numerator really big, and you want to make the denominator really small. The denominator is what we're dividing by, and so if you have something like 100, and if I divide it into 3 equal groups, that's about 33. But if I divide it into 30 equal groups, then there's only about 3 in each group. So 100 over 30 is less. Okay, because we've taken the same amount but divided it into more groups. Each group must have less. So okay, big numbers for numerators, small numbers for denominators, and that sort of reasoning tells me 7 and 6 should be on top, 4 and 3 should be on the bottom. Okay? And this will lead to only 2 possibilities. Okay? 7 over 3 plus 6 over 4, and 6 over 3 plus 7 over 4. So from 12 to 2, just with a little reasoning, just saying, okay, I want big fractions. The biggest I can get. Okay? So there we go. And of the 2 of these, I honestly don't know which is bigger. Now, I could grab my calculator, and as long as I make sure everything's in decimal, and I know how to compare decimal numbers, I should be fine. But I'm going to try and avoid using my calculator. I'm just going to get a nice common denominator, because this is an easy way to compare things. So we'll get 28 and 18 for that one. And this one over here is going to be 24 over 12 plus 21 over 12. So we have 28 plus 18 versus 24 plus 21. So this one here is going to be 46 over 12. This one here is going to be 45 over 12. Very close. Very, very close. But this sum here has it. 46 over 12. Of course, we can simplify that a little bit. There's a factor of 2, so we can get 23 over 6, and that should be my answer. Is that one of the possibilities? Yeah, 23 over 6 right there. So that's E. Okay, we saved ourselves a fair bit of work there. Didn't have to go through 12 cases. If you did, and you did it fine, that's okay. But, you know, taking a step back and saying, well, how are these things put together? How does this relate to this? Okay? It can often save you a lot of time, and it saved us a fair bit of work there. Okay? So up next will be question number 20. I will see you for that in the next video. Until then, take care.